Justice on trial, quite literally so. The International Criminal Court, once a beacon of accountability for war crimes and atrocities, now finds itself under the fire from two of the world's most powerful nations. From arrest warrants for leaders like Vladimir Putin to sanctions, threats from Washington, D.C., the ICC's fight for justice is shaping into a battle for its very survival. Here is a full report.
International Criminal Court, established in 2002 as the world's permanent tribunal for processing war crimes, crimes against humanity, genocide, and the crime of aggression. This court now finds itself under unprecedented pressure. The institution, designed as a beacon of justice, is facing significant threats from two of the world's most powerful nations, the United States and Russia.
The court has been subjected to attacks seeking to undermine its legitimacy and ability to administer justice and realize international law and fundamental rights by coercive measures, threats, pressure, and acts of sabotage.
Akane's words were a direct response to the growing opposition the ICC faces from both Washington and Moscow, whose officials have become increasingly vocal in their opposition to the court's actions. In the past year, the ICC issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin in connection with the war in Ukraine, and for Israeli officials, namely Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense chief, Yoav Gallant, over their actions in Gaza. These warrants have ignited fierce backlash from both Russia and the United States. Russia, angered by the indictment of its leaders, responded by issuing an arrest warrant for ICC prosecutor Karim Khan. Meanwhile, the United States, which is not a member of the ICC, has called the court's actions politically motivated.
The ICC, in my opinion, is a rogue organization that's obliterated their charter under the Rome Statute, that has their goal the marginalization of the Jewish state. I reject the ruling of the International Court of Justice. I reject the arrest warrants of the ICC.
In a response to the ICC's investigation into Israeli officials, U.S. lawmakers passed bills threatening sanctions against the court.
I promise you that we will do all we can, Mr. Prime Minister, to hold the ICC account for this outrage against the people of Israel. A slap in the face to your judiciary. To International Court of Justice, you're a joke. The head judge of the ICJ is a raving anti-Semite.
Senator Graham's words reflected the hostility growing in Washington, as the ICC's pursuit of justice increasingly collided with political and military interests.
I've said it before, looking at the globe, we do see a pandemic of inhumanity. Look at Ukraine, look at Palestine, look at Darfur, look at so many other parts of the world where the office and the court are trying to vindicate the promise of the Rome Statute. We see seemingly a world in which people feel their lives don't matter.
The ICC relies on member states to execute arrest warrants, with major global powers like the US and Russia refusing to cooperate and Israel openly rejecting the court's authority. The ICC's reach is severely limited. Its jurisdiction, however, is clear in territories like Gaza and the West Bank, where it has the legal backing of the state of Palestine. Despite the threats, the ICC remains determined. It stands as the world's last resort for justice when national courts fail or are unwilling to act. With 124 member states behind it, the court continues its mission, though its future remains uncertain. The fight for the survival of the ICC is not just a legal battle. In the global struggle, every attack on the ICC is an attack on justice itself. The ICC stands at a pivotal crossroads. With powerful adversaries threatening its existence, its resolve will be tested. Bureau Report, India Today Global.